Line. At their own 27-yard line.
Ready, 95-56, 95-56. That's going to be a long day. That's going to be a long day.
Now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Here's Breeze to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And the pressure gets to him again. Dexter Lawrence in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Here's Breeze. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Dexter Lawrence able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Here's Andy Lee now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Returning is Peppers. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. Here's the former number 2 pick, the Pro Bowler Saquon Barkley. Looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Third and long for Bridgewater. Throwing deep for Galladay. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Daron Harmon. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
You killed.
Check 13.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack on first down, Breeze. And he's going to go down again. Lorenzo Carter picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. To throw is Breeze. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion. What you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
The Redskins on third down, putting an extra man here in the secondary. From the gun, it's Breeze. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd down now, Barkley. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And that time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's the second year back from Southern Miss, Ito Smith. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go play action. Bridgewater rolling to his right. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's the Redskins in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. 1st and 10 at the 19. A give to Smith out of the gun. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
From the 16, Bridgewater. Got an open man, it's Harmon. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A gain of 13, it's a 1st down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Robert Quinn able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's 3rd and goal now, back at the 11.
Pull it together. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Let's get it.
From the gun, Bridgewater. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Brad McDougal.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Brees going to throw. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage, the rookie from Maryland. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Mike 52. I got you.
Now Bridgewater. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked picked off at the 30. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick six last year, remember it. But it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs. And they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Staying on the ground. This time it's Smith. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They keep it with Smith on first down. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Come on, baby.
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Here's Bridgewater. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. A huge play there for Washington. And even 50 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Smith. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Now Ito Smith. The great move couldn't free him. Taken down at the 10. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Bridgewater to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Ito Smith, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They run. It's Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd and 11 now. Breeze. That's caught by Geronimo Allison. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now Breeze. And Thomas has it. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 36.
A gain of 21 yards.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Robert Woods, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 23-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Bridgewater now from the 50. Eluding the pressure right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
52's the mic, boys. 52. I'm trying to collect. Hey, Mike.
Bridgewater. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Here's Bridgewater. Catch is made. It's Harmon. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To the air again with Bridgewater. Throwing deep for Galladay. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Travis Carey. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Pats at the line ready to go. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create...
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Ito Smith with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Gostkowski the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard
Ready.
line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
It's our field. It's our field.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. He gets it to Gurley, complete. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now a draw play for Gurley. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Ebron's got it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down.
Waiting. 55. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
On first down, it's Gurley. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more.
Yeah.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Come on.
46-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd down. Breeze. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Michael Thomas was the intended receiver, and now it's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Robert Woods. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mark.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that is incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here comes Peppers. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
From the 36, Bridgewater. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Smith. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Got what he needed for the 1st down with a gain of 2.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. No room to be had there on the 1st down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and Check. Check. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Got his man. It's Williams. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A Redskin first down. The pickup 15 yards. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, they run with Smith. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. To throw, Bridgewater. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Robert Quinn able to record his 5th sack of the season. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He was trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and then angled for them and shot for them. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Gurley. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
New England on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for New England. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Redskin first down. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Throwing deep for Galladay. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the fourth quarter, going for some big plays.
Yeah, they certainly were. They just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard, realizing what can hurt us most? The deep shot. They played it well.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Redskins go for it, but it doesn't pan out. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Leighton Vander Esch, third in the NFL in tackles as a rookie last year, there on the stop. On 2nd and 9, Breeze. It's caught, Humphries. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. New England on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mike 51, I got you, punk.
They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Andy Lee now. He's been terrific so far. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. He'll get this one to Galladay. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and can use a 7th here. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 27-yard line. A 1st down throw for Bridgewater. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down at the 10, and he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. To throw is Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. That's pulled in at the 32. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Washington. Officially, it'll be a 68-yard punt return score, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And this is secured by the Patriots. And they just about had to get that recovery to have any chance. They only have one timeout. You look at the clock, and let's do the math here, Charles. This one's pretty much over.
Yeah, we do have a chart here, don't we, that tells us about the timeouts.
You do. I'm not as smart as you.
And in looking at it, you're exactly right. Chart's not going to help them here at all. They're pretty much done at this stage. They had to have that recovery.
The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they take a knee. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
Hey. You got 3. Three down.
The Patriots in the victory formation as they'll take the knee. Here's Andy Lee now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for New England. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Here's Bridgewater. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. 17 yards that time and a Washington first. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. He'll look to throw. This is caught by Williams. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A Redskin first down. The pickup 15 yards. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Out of the pistol, the give to Jones. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. 20, 10, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Washington, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for New England, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll try again next week at home against New England. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.